strike me down, I shall become more powerful than you could possibly imagine.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Bulldog here, and today I have a brand new game to talk about. It is called The Harvest. I got to play this game in early access alpha for the very first time today. What you're seeing behind me is that footage. We're just gonna let my first game kind of roll here so you guys can see exactly what this game is. This is a third-person shooter mixed with MOBA mechanics, and I had to make a video on it because this is one of the best action games I've played, or one of the best blockchain action games that I've played. Probably the best. I think the only other one that would compete would be Phantom Galaxies. That was a PvE game, so I would say this is the #1 action blockchain PvP game that I've played. I say action because I obviously love Splinterlands. I'm a huge fan of that. I stream that all the time. I have a lot of fun playing the game itself. That is a card game, though, a strategy game. Developing one of those is very different than a game like this. So that's why you see a lot of card games in front of games from other genres early on in the NFT gaming gaming industry. So these are kind of a whole separate environment, a whole separate can of worms. So we're gonna look at this today in a first look video. I've kind of redone my channel and reformatted things a little bit. So a first look like this is a little different than my no bull reviews. This is kind of more like the promo videos you've seen in the past. This is not a promo video. I have not been given any incentives to make this. Anybody can actually go sign up to play this early access. You can schedule a time. They did not know I was a content creator, so I was recording this, and I'll probably reach out to the devs later here, but they did not know I was a content creator. I'm doing this all on my own, so even though it kind of might feel more like a promo video, I just want to make it clear that it is not. I just wanted to basically introduce this game and say, hey, this is something that I think we should keep an eye on, that it looks like a good game, because I just had a ton of fun. I absolutely had a ton of fun. I am still kind of getting used to shooting games on the PC. I've always been a console gamer until I kind of started this a little bit. So I'm getting better though. I'm embarrassing myself less. I wouldn't say I'm good, but I'm embarrassing myself less. But I still had a ton of fun playing this game. This game is we have 4 different teams. In this case, we had 3 players on each team. I think maybe you could have 4 in the future. They do have 4 characters, 4 different kind of class styles. You can see this guy right here. I'm shooting grenades basically. So got some nice explosive damage. We've got a character that's got a sniper rifle as their primary weapon. We've got one that's got kind of more of an assault rifle, one that's got a shotgun. They've got different skills here. This guy can kind of burst up in the air and then slam down on the ground. That's a lot of fun trying to hit with people with that. It's kind of harder than it looks because you get up so high. You've got to really time things properly. So it can be challenging, but the game was absolutely a ton of fun. We were in a Discord chat with we weren't with teams. So all 12 players were in the same Discord chat, so we couldn't really do a lot of strategy and things like that because the other teams would be able to hear us. But overall, it was still a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I think we played about I think I played 8-9 games. Some of the people in the groups behind me didn't show up, so I just kind of stayed and kept playing, and unfortunately didn't win any. But I'm sorry, teammates. I kind of let you guys down, but I still had a blast. And so what it is you can kind of see here over on the right, we've got a scoreboard. We're trying to collect essence, and you can do that in a couple different ways. It's got the MOBA gameplay where you can, like here, we're going up against PvE, going up against the environment, trying to control different areas of the map, collect essence that way. But then you can also go fight other players. When you defeat other players, you get essence. You can also go steal essence from them by going to their base, and you can drain their essence. If you're within a certain range of their base, you will drain their points. You can see here I'm spawned back at my base. That green kind of circle. If the other teams are inside that, they start stealing our points, which creates some very interesting strategy. I don't think we really ever, at least my team, never really figured out the best way to play. There are a couple times we jumped out to some early leads, and that might actually not be the best thing, because what happens when a team gets the lead? The other 3 teams then go to their base and like, oh, they've got the most points. That, first off, we don't want them to win, so we want to take their points, but then they've also got the most points to steal too. So if you capture their base for a while, you can actually drain their points all the way down to 0. So if they're higher up and have more points, there's more to steal there. And so it's kind of interesting, and teams were swapping back and forth in the lead constantly as everybody would go after the team that was in the lead. So it was very tough. And there's both some, obviously, a lot of skill gameplay. You need a lot of communication, a lot of strategy, and honestly, it just looks fun. I want to be able to stream this game for you guys. Like, I was playing this thinking this is something I could stream multiple times a week, basically on a daily basis, and I would have a lot of fun. Now, what all do they have? This is kind of their demo mode, their alpha gameplay, and it looks great, right? It absolutely looks great, and this looks like a AAA game. Like if I was in GameStop or Walmart or whatever the case is, playing like those demos that they've got set up, like I wouldn't think this is a blockchain game. This feels like a real game. It's a real boy. Like I know that feels like such a weak compliment to give, but it really does. Now, how much depth do they have? That's another question, because the AAA gaming experience don't just have one single map with one mode and something like that, right? They've got a whole depth of this quality of gameplay. So what do they have there? I don't necessarily know. I don't know what all's on the table. I have not talked to the devs. I've done a little bit of research, but it's still, just because we see one thing like this, it's still a long way from calling it a AAA game. I know our blockchain standards are so low sometimes, but we'll see what all they've got. They are going to have tokens. There's going to be NFT sales. I think one of their NFT sales is actually coming up just later this week. They've got a land sale next month, so they are going to have those NFT integrations. They have a 2-token system that I kind of took a look at. We don't have all the details, but they did say that they are in their white paper, which I'm not going to pull the white paper up because you guys would rather watch the gameplay here, right? You'd rather see the game behind me, but the white paper is on their website. And it talks about how both tokens are deflationary. There's a fixed amount. You're going to have to burn some in order to upgrade your characters and that type of thing. So the supply, the total max supply will always be decreasing. I did a video not too long ago about the problems with some of these utility tokens and how they just have unlimited supply and they just kind of run away on some of these games. So if they're both deflationary and they both have limited supplies, I don't think we'll run into a problem there. Now, it is going to be free to play. So their governance token is going to be kind of more the premium token. That's something that's going to cost money to get your highest level upgrades. Those are going to require the governance token. Then they've got a token that can be earned free by jumping in and playing the game 100% for free. You can earn the other token, which kind of raises some questions for me, as in, okay, if it's got a limited supply, but anybody can jump in. Okay, if you have 10 million people playing the game, like how do we distribute these? You know what I mean? So there are certainly some questions there, but they haven't released everything, so nothing necessarily too alarming or anything like that at the moment. They have not released what % of their token goes to the team, and this is for staking and liquidity and play to earn and all of that. So I don't know a lot there. We'll have to do a more in-depth video and go through some of those tokenomics at a later time. But first impression, I'm just loving the gameplay. That's why I made this video, because I just played this and it was just wow. I was absolutely blown away. I felt like I felt like I was in playing a Gears of War type thing or something like that, and just had an absolute blast. And that's one thing that NFT gaming honestly is missing. When we get to some of these action games, these shooter games, the quality just isn't necessarily there. So again, there's a whole lot more we need rather than just this. So it's still too early to say, but early on, I'm absolutely impressed, and I hope I get to be streaming this for you guys here in the near future, or whenever it's coming out and fully released, because I just want to hop in and play with viewers on the stream, hopping in, kind of like what we did with Dayton Arena. Imagine doing that type of style where we'd have people rotating in and out of chat and playing with you guys. That type of style with this game here, I'm Like, I'm just getting so excited thinking about it. So getting way ahead of ourselves. But anyways, let me know what you guys think watching this. Is this something that you want to play? Have you guys hung around the Discord, done any research yourself? What do you think about not only the gameplay, but the future of the NFTs and anything like that? Well, again, I'll reach out to the devs, see if we can maybe get some other things set up, and I can learn some more about this game. So thank you guys so much. I'll be seeing you around.